friends, how are y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Brandy and I like to share everything health, fitness, wellness, and in 2026 that is including my budget in YNAB. I'm super excited because I haven't been on the budget much this month because I recently was laid off. In July was the first month I budgeted the entire month. So I'm ready to get at it for August. But in case you are new here, I was laid off mid-June, so I slightly tweaked my budget for July, just lowering the targets ever so slightly to save $1,000 or so. I am getting unemployment and I also get a severance. My husband is still employed as well. But prospects are looking good, so I don't think I'll be unemployed for long. I'm not very concerned right now, so that is promising. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is still slightly new to me, getting used to my new way of budgeting, so bear with me. Okay, let's get started. There's a few housekeeping items I want to tackle first. Whoopsie. Adjusting some targets, removing some excess money. So let's start there. My target on my mortgage was set too high. Last month, I reduced my overpayment and I reset the target just to the wrong amount. So let's save that. And then I'm going to take the overage and send it to ready to assign. So that takes care of that. My water bill, it just has entirely too much money sitting in it. I have done the calculation and it's just the sinking fund's growing too much because we had a lot of rain earlier in the year. So that's great. So I'll send 195 of that to ready to assign, leaving 400. The target on my TV streaming is correct, but I've just had a little bit of overage that's just been carrying over. Tired of seeing the 16 cents, so sending that to ready to assign as well. Oh, let's see. What else do I want to do? I want to steal some of the money from gas just because I don't need to carry over that amount. I only want to leave like 60, I believe. So I'll send the rest to ready to assign. And that's because I just wasn't sure how much gas I would need not working. I'm going to go reduce that target just ever so slightly. The average spent last month was $260. Oh, but I want to know what we spent this month. Oh, $340. So I'm just going to reduce this to $350. It'll have, 60 extra. So that will work. And then I can snooze that. Okay. I also on parking and tolls, I had removed the target, but I actually want a target of 40 as a refill up to, and that's because if it auto drafts our toll tag, I just need to have 40 in the account. So matter of fact, I'll go ahead and assign the 30 to 48 from the money I've been stealing. So therefore we got that to 40 bucks. Oh, what else? What else do I want to do? And then the last thing I want to do is underneath my random category, I want to put a target on, oh shit, to 100 bucks and it's refill up to. That would just make me feel better. So I'm going to go ahead and assign the 2058 there as well. Okay, so I was able to steal $252.05. That's all the little housekeeping I needed to do. We are completely funded. We had no overspent this month. So excited about that. And the way I'm doing it now is I'm funding the next month using the previous month's income. So that's what you see here, the $5,276.07. That is my husband's income. It's also like a little bit of a medical refund. It is the interest from our high yield saving, just various things. So I'm actually going to take all that money and send it all to ready to assign. And we'll use this for August. And then also I'm getting unemployment, which is really exciting because I wasn't too sure if I was going to get it or not. And so I'm counting 4 weeks in August, and I get 544 take home from that. So I'm going to leave 544 and send the rest to ready to assign. So that leaves me at $7,704. If you go to August, my underfunded is about $86.55. So I don't need to bring up too terribly much from my income replacement, which is actually my severance package. Sadly, this is after the government took $30,000 taxes, which is a little rude considering I'm unemployed. But I think what I decided is I want to send, I could take 1,000 and be done, but I'm going to send 1,200 because honestly, I think I'll have a job here soon. So I'm not too concerned about stretching this dollars as far as it can. So that gives me $8,904.12 to budget with. I'm tempted to, this is so silly, but I'm going to do this. Yeah, no, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so let's go and budget out August. You could very easily kick this button right here and hit this underfunded and it would immediately fund all your categories. And if you're doing it at home and not filming, you may want to do that. I personally like to look at the how much I'm adding and then what that available balance is. I just like going through it. Even if y'all weren't here with me, I would do it one by one. So that's what I like to do. And if you're not familiar with YNAB, one of the best features is this credit card feature. And that's because the minute you spend on a credit card, it automatically deducts that money from the category that has the available funds and moves those funds to the credit card payment. That's why my credit cards are all in green. Love that. It helps you not overspend on credit cards. So let's get going on the household category. My mortgage, $1,550.57. That is not escrowed. I have to pay property tax and insurance. You'll see that in a minute. Electric, $225. Internet, $30.16. Water, $125. Cell phone, which is 2 lines at $140. TV streaming, $89.94. That's for YouTube TV. Housekeeper, she comes every other week at $120. So $260 for her. $50 for house maintenance. Property tax, $677. Insurance, $300. HOA dues, I'm going to try to get that up to a round number. That drives me bonkers. Let's see how well my math is. Oh, actually it should be 42 cents. We'll at least get it to a round number. That'll work. Ring security, $11.82. We have a couple cameras around our house. I'm going to get that to a round number 2. So 0.92. That's just because it's a sinking fund. If it's not a sinking fund, I don't care if it's a whole number. It's kind of weird. Home Vibes, $50. We're not funding upgrades because if I get a job, there's a chance we may have to move and we don't want to spend money on the house if we don't have to. These are like optional upgrades, so not going to spend those funds right now. $500 for groceries, $300 for eating out, $40 for coffee, $60 for household consumables, $25 for beauty. Doing great there. I don't fund meal kits. If so, I just funnel it from groceries or I'll steal it from my oh shit category. Auto, my car lease, $1,018.57. My husband's car, $633.37. Gas, $350. Parking and tolls, I do not need this, but I can't snooze it yet because I'm filming on the 31st. This will adjust on August 1st and say it's funded since it's refill up to, so I just have to leave it. License and registration, I'm a fund for the 20. However, I know for sure my husband's is due this month, so somehow this target is not accurate. I think it's just because I started the target in January and we're both due like mid-year. I don't think I need to adjust the target. I just need to overfund it right now. And I'm just going to overfund it like maybe $55. Let me bring that up to $120. Ah, I can't math. I was doing so well earlier. Okay, bring that up to 120 because he'll have to do that this month. Car insurance, I'm just going to add 607. Maintenance, 50. The puppers, 70 for food. I have a Great Dane, so we buy a lot of food. 100 for the vets, 100 for their medication, $10 towards toys, $5 for my birds, but this is somewhere I'm going to come add more money to because they definitely need a bag of bird seed. Kelia, 100 to my HSA, 100 to my husband's HSA. I want to bring medical up to 130 because if we do therapy, it'll be 130. So just so we have that. Nothing for dental or vision right now. I don't really foresee me needing those. 40 for RX and vitamins. I feel like that's high, so I'm going to go back to July and remove some of the money. I'm just going to remove 653 and send it to ready to assign. Yes, I could have done this in August, but then it would be yellow wanting money from me. So you see it brought it down to 90. Tonal, that's my gym equipment, $64.75. And then Weight Watchers, $15.99. Going good, going good. Still trying to get used to this, the funding everything at once. It's a little weird. $200 for my husband's fund money, $200 for mine, $220 for our money. Monthly date comes out of our Vincent Adventures. Beauty is 60. That's somewhere that I'm feeling the heat. I can't do the stuff I was wanting to do, like eyebrows and hair and whatnot. 50 for clothing. I'm actually going to do 51 just to get it to 165. Gifts and donations, $200. 166.67 to Christmas. I also want to get that to an even number. I know this is odd. I need 1.40. There we go, 210. Travel I'm going to come back to. I am going to fund some. I'm just not sure how much I'll have. And the Islands of Misfits. This is, again, since it's refill up to, it will go green once the month turns over, so I'm not going to fund it. I need to fund my BJ's membership, my Costco membership, my jewelry insurance, YNAB, which is this platform you're seeing. Luckily, people have been using my links, so it keeps getting pushed out, so I owe less and less a month. And then I did add ChatGPT last month, and that's because since I am laid off, I'm using it a lot for like resume and responses to interviewers and stuff like that. And I got tired of being cut off, so I finally just went and funded it. Or subscribed. Hustle Honey is just where I track my YouTube earnings separately. Crystal Balling's like the financial future, and then no one owes us any money, which is great. So I have $289 left over. So let's expand everything and see what I want to overfund. I know I wanted to overfund the Feathery Friends. So I think if I add 20 minus 0.67, so that will give them $20. That'll work, I think, for birdseed. It'll get us pretty close. And then I'm just going to try some of these sinking funds. I'll fast forward this, but some of them I'm just going to try to get to round numbers just because I like it. Oh, let's go first before I do that and travel. I want travel to be around, let's see, 273.03. What does that get my travel to? I want 400 for travel. So I'm going to pull out 2536 and move that to ready to assign. I am going on a little trip tomorrow, so I don't think I'll spend near this much because I'm like staying with someone and whatnot. So, but at least I know I have some money if needed. I'm going to get beauty up to 100 just because I felt like robbed this month. I need my hair done, need my eyebrows. 9 something. What should I add? I always have the hardest time with the money at the end, which is silly, I know. I'm going to add $5 more to household consumables because I know that's somewhere I overspent last month, and it only leaves $432. Where should that money go? I'm going to add it to Home Vibes. I tend to buy little stuff. Whoopsie. Undo that. Like this handy dandy undo up there. Okay, plus 4.32. Okay. If you hit underfunded, there will be 2 accounts. The parking and oh shit, like I said, those are refill up to, so they'll go green as of tomorrow. Looking good, looking good. I am so not used to everything being like just funded off the bat. It's kind of crazy. Before funding with this like financial future, we were pretty far ahead into the month, like $7,000. So we were definitely getting closer, but I still didn't budget all at once. So as soon as I get a job, I think we'll go away from this. And then my husband and I will have to have conversations about what we're going to do with that severance. Yeah, that's for another day, but tell me. The options right now are to put it in our taxable brokerage. We could pay off my husband's car. We could put a huge chunk to the mortgage, which if we move, we won't do that. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm unsure. Let me know. What would you do? Because I think we're going to have a lot left. I also want to go on vacation. Okay, before we move on, let's go look at July's spending. But first, I did want to point out, look, in July, my age of money went up to 62 days, previously 44. I guess we really spent less. I love that. I don't know if it has something to do with that money coming into my account. I don't know. It'll probably stay and go up even higher because that severance came into my account and it's going to sit there for quite a while unless we put it into our taxable brokerage, and then it'll show it like leaving immediately. So we'll see. Right now it's just sitting in a high interest savings account. The other thing I wanted to show is that this is our spending from January into July. And so on average, we spend around $10,345. And that's really driven by January because that's when we pay our house taxes. So it says we spent $18,325. That's, a once a year. It's that much. So it goes down all year. However, in July, we only spent $7,952. Super proud of that. It's our lowest month to date. So yay us. I know we barely cut back, but cutting back some is rewarding to me. I mean, technically, we probably didn't need to cut back, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find a job quickly or not. It looks like I will. So that fear is not as high about having to cut back, but we're still going to do it for August until, I get paid. Okay, let's look at July, the spending breakdown. Of the around $8,000 we spent, 37% was to household, a little less than $3,000. A little less than $2,300 were spent to cars and whatnot at 29%. Vibes and Vices, which is like our fun category, spent about $1,300, and that was 16% of our spending. Food and consumables was about $925, which is 12% of our spending. Our puppers had about 3% of our spending at $265. Health and fitness, $232 at 3%, and then Island of Misfits was less than 1% at $851. Let's dig into these and see what I actually spent the money on. I'll go fairly quickly as well because you just saw the budget, so you kind of know what gets spent out of where. So the mortgage, Home vibes. Let's look. This was high spend, $371. It especially wasn't budgeted for because we only budget $50 here. However, one of the larger purchases was a gym mat. Our gym has these like foam tiles that interlock, and they're quite old, and we've replaced them a couple of times, and my husband's just like sick of it, so we got rid of them and bought a gym mat instead, and then just painted the cement floor. It was 150, although he did do a like survey and got 150, so we kind of funneled that money into there. Target, I just bought some like dollar spot stuff. And then when my housekeeper's here, I tend to try to get out of the house, and I went to Home Goods and TJ Maxx a couple of times, which just led to a little bit of like home stuff for 18 and 17. I did buy a clearance plant that is thriving. And then we bought some painter's tape. Talk about that here in a minute. And then we bought a chair as well from TJ Maxx. I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep the chair or not. Maybe I'll insert a little picture here and video, and y'all let me know what y'all think, if you would keep it or not. Housekeeper, she came twice. Electric was $230. Upgrades, we did spend $153 at Lowe's. This was buying paint supplies. We painted the gym as well. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out well, so this may end up costing us more money. We did all the trim in black, and it bled through the tape. So I don't really think it was on us, because some places would have like a perfect straight edge, and then some places it was like not good at all. So I don't know. Cell phone, 140. Water, 105. TV streaming, about 90. Internet, 30. And then, maintenance, 37. Then internet, 80. Let's look at maintenance. Oh, this is my husband. He bought blades for his edger, a pack of 4. Next up is the car category, both car loans, and then we spent $341 on gas, $150 on maintenance. That was my car getting an oil change, but this is substantially less than previously. I have been taking my car to the dealership to get an oil change, which runs me $475. So I'm so happy I found someone. Back in 2023, I couldn't find anyone in my area that could do the oil change and reset the tracker for Mercedes. And I found a few places now, so I'm really excited. License and registration, my car was due, so I had to do all that jazz. And then parking, we had to do parking for our date, and now I'm thinking about it. I feel like I don't want that under parking. I feel like I want it under dates, because when we go on a date and we eat food, I don't put it under dining out. I put it under the dates. So you know what? Let's move that. Okay, I'll have to go move some money because that's going to make a category overspent. But let's just keep going. Okay, vibes and vices are fun money. Travel, we went to see my family, so this is anything from the gas if we eat out lunch or something like that, anything. And then also I did have a small fee for my airline ticket that I bought for tomorrow's trip, but I used points. Monthly date, we spent $252. Yes, now it does the parking. We went to see Lindsay Sterling, absolutely rocked it. My husband's a huge fan. I know her just through him. I was so impressed. Like, it was way better than I expected. If Lindsay Sterling, she's a violinist, is coming to you, I highly recommend going. I bought the tickets in last month, so the date actually ended up costing quite a bit more, like $500. But, you know, it is what it is. And beforehand, we did go to the Finch, which is a restaurant. Absolutely loved it. $160, which is not a bad price, because we ended up having 2 cocktails each. We had an app, 2 entrees, and a dessert and tip for $160. In DFW area, that's unheard of at a nicer restaurant. So really love that. And then we had some cocktails at the venue as well. So my shenanigans, I went on a girls' dinner. Perry's Steakhouse, which is a super fancy steakhouse around us, had 4 for $44 to celebrate their 44th anniversary. So I went there. And then anytime I eat out just alone and my husband's not with me and I'm doing it for enjoyment, I count it as my fun money and not eating out. Same thing if I get coffee. I also got my nails, and then I bought some craft stuff. Gifts and donations, $228. This was slightly overspent from the $200. This is anything. If I buy someone, like my husband bought me flowers. I had a nephew that had a birthday. I bought a puzzle for someone, bought some James Avery charms as a gift. And then even Stewart's Foods. I was down home visiting my dad, and I was at the grocery store, and he asked me to pick him up some wings. I'm not going to ask him for $40. Yes, he volunteered. He was like, oh, let me give you that money. And I was like, no, Dad, we're good. But I just put that under gifts and donations because I wouldn't put it under our grocery because I didn't bring it home. My husband spent $135, and his is like all BMX fees. Those $10 are from practicing, and then like rock stars and actual race. And then when he goes out of town for a race, we count gas as well. So that's that. Clothing, I bought me a shirt from Lindsay Sterling. Can't wait to wear it. I had to buy a clear purse as well. I have held off buying a clear purse forever. I've been borrowing them forever, so I finally bought one. And yet the venue wasn't strict on it. But you know, you never know. And then this $13 will come back into the budget because it is, I don't like it, and I'm going to return it. So matter of fact, as soon as we finish filming, I'm going to go take that out of the clothing budget and put it into the reimbursements. Yep, I'm going to do that. Okay, beauty. I had a free facial. I got an eye exam, and apparently the person who owns the eye facility also owns the facial place. So they gave me a free mini facial, and so I tipped the girl $13. And then I also bought a new brush. Events and adventures. Since I've been off work, my husband and I have been able to like go out during the week because, you know, we don't have to rush home to our dogs. So we've went and had one beer at a brewery around here, and then we went and had a cocktail at another restaurant one night. So Christmas, I bought a dog toy already for Christmas. And what's this? Oh, that's weird. It's like you see that? Huh. It's in a pie chart. It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, eat and drink, $925. About $500 of that was groceries, which is great. I'm not sure we'll be able to stick to this in August because I think we have to go to Costco and have a pretty big list. My husband, if it's on sale, we buy it, and the list is pretty big right now. Eating out, $231. Did great there. Yeah. Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Cava, an Italian place, Jason's Deli, Stop and Go Gyros, Georgie Bori ice cream, and the burger spot. So a lot going on there. Household consumables, $135. This is somewhere where I know we overspent too and had to shuffle money. We just had a lot of things come up due. Pellets, napkins, Swiffers, dry erase markers, not dry erase, Mr. Clean erase markers. Tissues, that sort of stuff. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this month. Coffee, we went and had coffee 3 different times. And then personal care, bought some shampoo, and then I think my husband bought some deodorant. The puppers, we had to pay a sitter when we went out of town for 4th of July. And then food and treats, they spent around $90 for food and a bag of treats. Toys, I bought them each a toy the other day for $21. And then I bought a disc bird feed seed at the grocery store the other day for like $4. Kelia, $130 for medical. This was a copay for therapy. Tonal, vitamins, $17. Got some vitamin D and some Band-Aids. Weight Watchers, and then what is this? Byron's HSA. That's just, he's invested, so we have to reconcile it, and so it's not truly spent. Last category is Adam and Misfits, and that's just the $851 from ChatGPT. So we did really, really well. Oh, before I'm thinking about it, let's go back to July. What did I say I wanted to do? Oh yeah, we got to figure out this overspending. I know how to do that, overspending, because I moved the parking there. And I funnel that money, cover it from, always, it's covered from Events and Adventure. Okay, so that takes care of that. What was the other thing I said I wanted to do? Oh, come on, I gotta remember. Okay, friends, that is it. I really hope I didn't mess this video up too badly because it's my second time recording it. I forgot to hit screen record. I cannot believe I did that. That's so frustrating. But anyhow, talk to y'all later. Bye. Please subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.